Sak, welcome to Gazzetta.gr. Hope you're having the time of your life being here with us. Olympiacos is heading to its fourth straight Final Four. It's easy for people to take that for granted, but it's a massive achievement for sure. Do you feel like there's still some unfinished business out there?
Of course, when you go and you haven't yet won a championship, it allows people to say a lot of things or whatever they want to say, but I think we're focused on one goal this year, and that's to win it.
So, Sak, what's the biggest lesson you've taken from the past three Final Four appearances that you're bringing into Abu Dhabi?
I think every year of experience is always good, one extra year. I can only imagine what we're going to look like 4 years from now after going to 8 straight Final Fours.
So I think outside of the box, because the feeling after last year's Final Four, how good of a motivation was it? Coming back sooner than expected and flying at the time that the final was happening.
It's kind of bittersweet. We have a different story for every Final Four. But I think it really builds something for the guys that have been here. And, I'm really excited about how hard I'm going to see everybody playing, especially in the semis to lead up to the championship game. And when you have an addition like Evan, you feel a lot better.
So this season feels a little bit different. You're coming as favorites and everyone expects for you to win the championship. But how difficult is it to handle the pressure?
I feel like the favorite every year, to be honest, just because it's only one game. If it's a series, I would feel like the super favorites, but since it's one game and anything can happen, that's what the Final Four is all about, It's easy to say, why you didn't win this, why you didn't win that. It's unrealistic to think like this.
So you prefer the series over Final Four?
I don't prefer it, but if it was a series, I believe it would be much easier for us to.
2023.
I don't want a series. I like the uniqueness of a Final Four.
Once again, you're facing Monaco. What should you do in order to, repeat the success of the previous time that you faced them?
Man, it's like playing your brother. You see them so much over the previous years, and you see guys like Blossom Game and Diallo, who maybe 3 or 4 years ago or 2 years ago were pups, and now they come in and they're so hungry. So you have to take that into account, that they're going to come out and play their ass off.
You said to me back in, I think it was 2022, that you are terrified because of Vasilis is going to become a coach back then. Because he, as you said, he's a mastermind. So what's your thoughts going to play against a guy who never lost a semi-final as a player?
Yeah, I don't think about Spanoulis. I just act like he isn't real and he's not there, because I don't need any added stress or anything from my old teammate. But no, I'm pretty sure he's scheming and coming up with things, and you think of this, but we played them a couple months ago, so we got a brief test. But yeah, just practice hard, and we just hope for the best.
Personally, I mean, beyond just chasing the title, what does motivate you most this year?
I think just to actually win a title, I think it would mean a lot to go so many times and to fail and then to finally win. I think, you enter conversations to where you're being talked about differently as a player. So I'm really looking forward to that.
What's you said about Evans, addition to the team, but what's different to this year's Olympiacos? What's the secret,
Evan and Sasha. What, you think it's something else?
I don't know.
No, you bring back a Final Four team that made it to the Final Four, first ever win on the road from last season, and you add Evan and Sasha and also Luka. We have a lot of cool pieces, that make us really, really good. So you don't think that that's the reason?
Perhaps the reason is Sacíl ΜακΚίσικ shooting 40% from the three-point line.
No. This is it's Evan and Sasha for sure.
And Coach Barzokas, of course.
Oh, no. Coach, it's been the same philosophy for 5 straight years for me. I know it like, the back of my hand. So
You're his guy.
Yeah, it's like I can wake up in 3 years and, run coach's system if it's still the same. And that's the beauty of playing for him, because you don't have to learn all of these schemes and all of these different things. It's just philosophies and plays.
Do you feel like you are the team to beat this year?
No, I think all the teams are the teams to beat. These are 4 really good teams that can beat each other on any given night. So that's why you can never say the favorite, or anybody can come out and have a horrible first quarter, and it's difficult to get back into the game.
But you said you feel like a favorite.
No, I would feel like a super favorite, and I feel like the favorite every year. But if you go ask Mike James, if you go ask Guterich, if you ask Grant, they will all say they feel like the favorite, because why not?
You said about Grant, so I'm asking the tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the case of a Greek final?
I would hope that it's a Greek final.
Why?
Why would you want? I would imagine that they would want that too. That's like the ultimate gladiator type shit. You wouldn't want to, like, if it happens, like, to have the first ever, like, that's a moment you would want to live for. It's gonna be stressful as hell, but it's either gonna be a really good moment or one of the worst moments of your life. But either way, you get to live it.
It would be stressful for the fans too, they can handle it.
Yeah, but you kind of
How many
just...
ambulances can you have in one court?
If you're a betting man and you get to play this game and you put all your chips in that you're going to win and you win, you're going to feel like a king all summer. But if you lose...
You're going to feel like what?
A peasant for the rest of your life.
So I want to ask something about you personally, because you've been struggling in some games, especially in the playoffs. Can we be sure that we will see the real Sacίλ ΜακΚίσικ in Abu Dhabi?
Man, you can never be sure. You just come in the gym, you just work, and sometimes the ball goes in the hoop and sometimes it doesn't. I think I have one of the best supporting casts, and in the history of the EuroLeague, at least one of them. So I don't think about my personal performance. I leave that up to coach, and if we win the championship, there's nothing to talk about. I'm on the beach this summer and I feel amazing, But if we lose, I'll leave it up to you guys to determine why.
But we've seen you, even if you're playing good, even if you're playing bad, getting up the bench and motivate the guys that are in. When you are in, the other guys are doing the same. Does this year's Olympiacos feels more like a family than the other years?
Man, when you have guys who've been together for so long and other veterans, you just come to realize it's not about me. What? I scored 20 points or 30 points and what happens? Shaq had a good game, next week it's another game, or this and that. I think over the course of the years, all of us have done so much to contribute to winning that no matter if Saban is the finals MVP, I will be extremely happy, and for him and for everybody. It's just one of those things, you get to an age when you're like, who gives a blank?
Do you feel like the veteran now and you can motivate or talk in the locker room?
For sure. If I wasn't here, these guys would fall apart without me. And we're getting younger and younger, and I'm getting older and older, and I'm trying to guide them and mold them into the right way. This is how coach likes it. This is what we have to do. And they listen most of the time.
Yeah, but when you are in the court, you dunk like a 20-year-old.
I told Saban when I was 25 the things I used to do, and I can't believe if he misses a dunk or if he doesn't dunk it, I'm disappointed every time. I said, at 25, do you know what I was doing? If I could go back in time, oh my God. But no, I was somewhere in Champions League.
You've talked many times about the legacy that you want to build in Olympiacos. Do you feel that if you win the EuroLeague, you will be fully satisfied in that part?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing left, and it doesn't even matter if I have 100 points or 0 points. I think the last part to any legacy that guys like me, Tom, Moose, Laurie, Sasha, Pop especially, like I've been calling him a legend all week in practice, because this guy's been at it for so many years, and to come in and give the work ethic that Pop has, at a similar age to me. You know, we can kind of bounce off each other. So, yeah, I think to be in that legendary status, you have to win a championship, at least that status. But if we don't, hopefully there's a smaller status for me somewhere.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Shaq.
Thank you.